This class is a 45-minute really strong flow to strengthen your lower body. So we'll be focusing a lot on our glutes, on our quads, and on our hamstrings. You will need to have one block in order to do this class, and we are going to start lying down on our backs. So it's up to you if you want to begin with a hip opener. You can bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall apart. If that feels a little bit uncomfortable for the hips or for the lower back, you can instead keep your feet flat to the ground and let your knees fall in towards one another. So I'm going to start with the hip opener. Soles of the feet pressing in, and then palms can just rest on the belly or to the sides of the body, or even reaching up overhead if you wanted to open up the chest a little more. We use this first pose to get grounded. So to let go anything that might be on our mind. Just clearing space so that the next 45 minutes can be about you and about your practice. Take 5 more really deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Relaxing a little more with every exhale. Let's pull our knees in towards our chest, so you might want to use your hands to bring the knees back in. And then draw them into the belly. You can hold on to the back of the thighs or the front of the shins, rocking a little bit side to side so that you can massage the lower back. And just tune into how the lower body feels. So bringing the hands on the knees, you're just going to trace circles with the knees, so pressing them away from you and then over to the left, and then pulling them back in. You can make these as big or as little as you'd like. It's just a nice way to warm up the hips and get in touch with the lower back. And we'll reverse the circles in the other direction. Notice if you're holding your breath as you're doing these little movements. And let's bring our feet back down to the floor. You'll need to grab a hold of your block. We're gonna set up for bridge pose. Start by by putting your block in between the upper thighs. This will help you engage the inner thighs so that you're a little bit stronger in your bridge pose. Feet should be hip width distance apart or so. Relax the arms and the upper body. Press the feet to the floor, start to curl tailbone up, and as you squeeze your block, then you can start to lift your hips, low back, and mid back off the mat. Having the block there is really great because it does prevent your knees from opening up wider than your hips, which is something we want to avoid. And once you're in the pose, you can go a little deeper into it by maybe drawing your shoulders underneath you and interlacing your fingers, pressing into the backs of the arms to lift the hips up a little more. So the arms can work a little bit to assist with the lower body, but do try to soften the neck and the jaw. Feel the belly rise on the inhale and soften back down on the exhale. 3 more breaths here. So if you had your shoulders underneath you, just scooch them back out. Staying in your bridge pose, you're gonna bend at the elbows so that the fingertips are pointing straight up towards the sky. This will help you plant the upper arms down into the ground so that your hips can lift up a little higher. Still squeezing and holding onto your block. On the inhale, you wanna lift your hips up as high as you possibly can. And as you exhale, lower them down about halfway. We'll do that about 10 times, so just little pulses. Inhale, squeeze the block, lift up. Exhale, lower down just a few inches. Go at your own pace. Keep breathing as you do this. So we want to go for about 10 or so. Keep the toes lifted and spreading, lifting up through the arches of the feet. Take about 5 more. So you should feel the quads and the glutes really start to burn up and engage. Keep pressing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Last 3 here. Inhale up, exhale halfway down, lifting up for 2, and we lower. Last one, lift up for 1, and release all the way down to the floor, rolling your way down until the hips come to the mat, and then we can move the block out of the way. Give your legs a big squeeze one last time. Maybe roll a little bit side to side like we did at the beginning of class. And we'll come up into our tabletop pose. So hold on to the backs of the knees and rock up and down the length of the spine, get some momentum. And then you'll come into a tabletop pose on your hands and knees. Palms should end up being underneath the shoulders, and your knees will end up being underneath your hips. Just cat and cow so we can warm up the back a little. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone up, and look up. Exhale, feel the upper back round as you press into the fingertips and knuckles. Moving through a few more rounds, just like this. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we contract. About 2 more. Try not to bend the elbows and see if you can put a little bit more weight into your fingertips and knuckles and less into the wrists. Be lighter on your joints. Take your last full cycle. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round through the upper back. And then come back into your neutral tabletop pose. So firm up the belly, core is really strong. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Keep the back engaged. You're gonna kick your right heel up towards the sky. So we do not want to drop the belly and lift the gaze up here. Back is neutral. Keep your knee pointing down so the heel points up. And just like we did our pulses in bridge, we're gonna do them here as well to strengthen the glutes. So feel the heel pulse up a little higher as you strengthen the hamstrings. Pull the lower belly in. And you're gonna take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your right knee in towards the right shoulder and carefully step that foot forward to the top of the mat. Keep your foot to the outer edge of your right hand, so both palms are to the inside of the leg. We're gonna curl the back toes under and hover the left knee off the floor. Squeeze your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Firm up your core and reach your right arm forward. Bicep is along the ear. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. And on the exhale, bend the elbow. So both elbows bend, little bit of a push up as you bring your right hand in towards the chest. So inhale, press and extend. Exhale, bend the left elbow, bring the right hand in. Last one like this, inhale to reach. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale to extend and open it up into your twist. So right arm up towards the sky. Keep your left shoulder in so it doesn't pop forward. One more breath. And looking down, let's bring our right hand to the floor. Step back into your plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we lower to the belly, elbows hug in. Point the toes back so you can lift up to cobra. Legs are really strong and engaged here. Pull the chest forward. And then exhale, melt forward and down, tabletop pose on your hands and knees. So realign yourself if you need to. Hands are under the shoulders. Firm up your belly. Pull the navel in towards the lower back and kick your left heel up. So careful not to let your knee go out to the side. Keep it facing down towards the floor and lift up and start to pulse. So we're doing about 10 or so here. You should feel the hamstrings really engage. Kicking up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. And let's pull our left knee in towards the left shoulder. Give it a squeeze before lightly planting that foot forward to the outer edge of your left hand. So both arms to the inside of the leg. Squeeze the knee in towards your shoulder. Curl the back toes under so the right knee can come off the ground. And we'll reach our left arm forward this time. So inhale, extend. And as you exhale, bend the right elbow. So kind of like a little push-up as you bring your left hand towards your heart. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, squeeze it in and bend. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, bend. Reach it out and open to your twist, so left arm up. Lower belly hugs in. Left shoulder stacks directly over the right. Look down, left hand to the floor, step it back into your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, elbows hug in as you lower. Point the toes back so that you can lift up into cobra. Palms will press into the floor. Back is working. Lower down. And let's find our first downward facing dog. So press back through tabletop. Make sure your palms are about shoulder width distance apart. Feet are hip width distance apart or so. And then you can lift your hips up and back. You can go ahead and paddle the feet, sway the hips side to side, shake out the head. Find some space in the spine. Feel like there's a little bit of a wrapping action in the shoulders, as if you were trying to bring your armpits to face towards one another, and the crease of the elbow to point forward towards the top of the mat. Let's look forward, and we'll take as many little steps as you need until the feet can come to the top of the mat, taking our ragdoll fold. Feet will stay about hip width distance apart or so. Bend the knees and grab a hold of the elbows. You can rock back and forth or side to side. Even here, can you try to lift up through the toes, lifting through the arches of the feet? Let's bring our fingertips down to the ground. You're going to bend your knees a little more and reach your feet out towards the edges of the mat. So wider than your hips, setting ourselves up for bear pose. Bend the knees until you can get your thighs and your chest parallel towards the ground. So not chair pose where the hips are low and the chest is high. Really parallel here. And let's fire up the upper body, reach your arms up overhead. Maybe even here, still lifting all 10 toes off the floor. If this is too much for the back to have the arms up, you can always reach your arms back instead. We're here for 5 breaths. So it doesn't take too long to be in this pose before you start to feel the lower body really engage. Press down firmly through the legs. Take one more breath. And exhale, release, straighten the legs, fold forward. Let's make our way to stand at the top of the mat. So bend the knees, roll all the way up. And we'll step to the top of the mat in our mountain pose. Take your first flow. Big toes together, heels are about an inch or so apart. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead, bring your palms together to touch. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward, soften the neck. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back to plank pose. Take your inhale while you're there. And on the exhale, we lower. Pointing the toes back, cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. From this downward dog, let's extend our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee and open up that hip. Pull the lower belly in. Straighten and square your right leg, and you're gonna step your right foot forward in between the hands. So high lunge stance without going up. Just stay up onto your fingertips. You wanna feel your right knee bend and your hips drop down as you lift your chest up. So getting a stretch into your hip flexors. You can rock the weight back and forth into the heel and then into the ball of the foot. Now engaging our legs and our core a little bit more. Stay up onto your fingertips and we're gonna hop switch as lightly as you can. So left foot forward, right leg back. Let's do that a few more times. Hop switch. Once more. And last time. Feet are hip width distance apart. Engage your core. Lift on up. High lunge. Right knee is bending. Left knee might need to bend a little bit as well. Let's reach our arms back. You're gonna tilt your chest forward, powering up the legs as you lean. So one long line from the crown of your head all the way back into that left heel. Make this more intense by bending the right knee even more. Looking down to the floor. Let's bring our fingertips either to the ground or onto a block. We're gonna come into our standing splits. So you're on your right leg, left leg reaches up and back. As you inhale, feel the extension. On the exhale, you're gonna bend both knees and bring them in together to touch. So tightening up into a little ball. Inhale, extend. And exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale to reach. Exhale, squeeze it in. Let's bring that left foot all the way back. Lower your left knee to the floor. Take your quad stretch. Left hand down. Right hand catches a hold of your left foot. Pull it in. Still pressing your hips forward and down. Open up the chest a little more. Let's release. Palms to the ground. Take your vinyasa. Inhale to plank pose. Maybe chaturanga this time. Lower halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, we meet in down dog. Reaching into the hands. Stretching out the arms. Making our way to the top of the mat. Let's lift our heels, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Press to stand, both arms reach up overhead, palms come together to touch. And then exhale, bring your hands together at the front of the heart. Let's go do the other side. So inhale, arms up, lift and look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, just step it back for this one. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down all the way. Point the toes back, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Pressing into the heels, lifting the tailbone up. Arms are nice and straight. Second side, so reach your left leg up and back, bend the left knee and open up that hip. Keep pressing and wrapping your left shoulder down. Squeeze the glutes to lift your knee up a little higher. And we're gonna straighten and square that leg. Step it forward in between your palms to the top of the mat. Come high onto the fingertips. Keep your knee lifted off the ground as you just bend the left knee so the hips can sink down low and the chest can lift up. Rocking back and forth like we did on the first side, just reaching through your heel and then through the ball of the foot. We're gonna do those same little hop switches. We do 4 so that the left foot ends up being still at the front of the mat. So firm up your core, get really strong here, and then hop switch. Again, again, and last one, left leg forward, right leg back. Feet are hip width distance apart, power up your legs and your core, lift up, high lunge. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Palms are facing in towards each other, sink a little lower. We're gonna reach our arms back as we tilt forward. Lower abdominals are hugging in. Keep pressing and reaching through your back leg, otherwise your left thigh is gonna do all of the work for you. Bend the left knee as much as you can. Take one more breath. We're going into our standing splits. Fingertips come either to the floor or to a block as you stand on your left leg and extend the right leg up and back. Take an inhale to stretch. As you exhale, bend both knees, bring them in together to touch as tight as you can in a little ball. Inhale, reach and expand. Exhale, squeeze it in. Last one, inhale, open up. Exhale to squeeze. Let's shoot that right leg back. Lower the right knee down. Right hand to the floor. Take your quad stretch. Left hand reaches back to catch a hold of your right foot as you pull it in. You can lean your left shoulder back a little more. Keep your left knee and your toes pointing forward. pulling the right heel in towards you. Take 2 more breaths in and out through the nose. Really free up your quads, open up a little more. Release the right foot, both hands to the ground. Let's take our full flow. So inhale to plank, exhale chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale downward facing dog. Reach through your heels, press your chest to your thighs. Super strong legs and really strong arms too. So just like before, we're gonna make our way to the top of the mat. Let's lift our heels, bend your knees, look past your palms. At the end of your exhale, you jump or step. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press to stand, lift all the way up. Bring your palms together to touch. And let's draw our hands to the center of the chest. Setting ourselves up for chair pose, you'll want to make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart for this one, so not with the big toes touching. Align your ankles under your knees, under your hips, and then bend the knees and drop the hips down. Make sure the knees don't buckle in towards one another. And then lift up. As you inhale, lift the chest. And on the exhale, swing the belly over the thighs, reach the arms back. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale to fold. One more, inhale, keep the hips low. Exhale, release, interlace your fingers behind your lower back, straighten the legs, reach your knuckles up and over. Shake out the head. Having a little bit of a bend in your knees is always a good idea whenever you're in a forward fold. Now you're gonna lift your chest up halfway, as if you were coming into a flat back. Keep the interlace of the arms, and normally you do have to lift up a little higher than you would normally think to, so don't keep your head too low. Really lift parallel to the ground. Lean onto your left leg, and you're gonna reach your right leg back for your warrior 3. Keep wrapping and rolling that right thigh down. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, bend the left knee, drop the hips. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, bend and drop. Inhale, lift up. Last one, exhale, bend your left knee, keep straightening it forward or reaching it forward. Press all the way back up. We make our way into crescent lunge, release the arms, set the toes back. Inhale, arms up. Find your strong and solid foundation in this high lunge. Bend the left knee a little more. As you inhale, lift up with the arms. And on the exhale, open and sheer twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, center. Exhale, open to twist, sink down deeper. One more, inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist and open. Release your right hand to the floor, left arm up, take your twist. Left knee is still pointing forward. Find your vinyasa, left hand down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths here. Try to slow down your heart rate. Gather your energy. And at the end of that last exhale, make your way to the top of the mat, lift your heels, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or hop. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press to stand, reach the arms up overhead, and then bring your hands to your heart. Widen your legs, make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart. We're coming down into our chair pose, bend the knees, drop the hips, reach the arms up. As you inhale, lift and look up. And then exhale, fold, belly over the thighs, reach the arms back. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, strong legs. Exhale, fold, interlace the more unusual way, straighten the legs, reach your knuckles up and over. Let's lift our chest up about halfway. Keep the interlace of the arms. You're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you and reaching your knuckles back. You're going to lean onto your right leg. Warrior 3, left leg reaches up and back. You want your knee and your toes to be pointing down. You're engaging the hamstrings to lift the heel up higher. Inhale here, and then exhale, bend the right knee to drop the hips down low. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift, last one. Exhale to lower. Come all the way back up. We find our crescent lunge, left toes back, arms up. Feet are hip width distance apart, right knee is bending, hips are dropping. As you inhale, lift. Exhale, open the arms to twist, so this time it's left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, back to forward. Exhale, press the arms open. Last one, inhale, squared. Exhale to twist. Drop your left hand to the floor, right arm up. Trying to squeeze and hug the legs towards one another. And take your vinyasa, right hand down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog, 5 breaths. So from your downward facing dog, you're going to extend your right leg up towards the sky. Keep it straight and squared so the thigh is dropping down. And you're going to step it forward for your crescent lunge. Feet are still hip width distance apart. Engage the core as you lift up. Strong foundation through the legs. As you inhale, feel the lift. And on the exhale, you're gonna bring your arms by your side and tap the back knee down towards the floor. Inhale, lift it back up. And then exhale to tap it down. Inhale, lift. Last one, exhale, bring it down. Come all the way back up. Let's bring our hands at our heart. Take your prayer twist. So left hand over the right thigh. Press your hands together firmly. Try to keep dropping your hips. Pull the lower belly in and draw that right shoulder back behind you. So super strong pose for the legs. Let's look down towards the floor. You're gonna bring your fingertips to the ground. We're coming back into that standing split. So on the right leg, left leg reaches up and back. Instead of folding over towards the ankle, I want you to walk your palms a couple inches past that foot. Keep your gaze steady. As you inhale, lift the right heel off the ground. And exhale, press it back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, set it back. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Bend into the right knee. Bring your left foot back. Left hand down, right arm up. That same twist. And take your flow. Right hand down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths. And moving on to the other side. Reach your left leg up and back. Keep it straight and squared. And then step it through. Crescent lunge. Feet are hip width distance apart. Power up the legs. Lift on up. So super strong foundation. Focus on something that's not moving to help you out with balance. As you inhale, you lengthen. On the exhale, bring your arms back. Tap the right knee down. Inhale to straighten it. Exhale, lower it down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. Let's come all the way back up. Bring your hands at your heart. We'll take that prayer twist. So right elbow over the left thigh. Press your palms together really firmly to open up the chest even more. Back heel is lifted off the ground. Pull that left shoulder back and away from the ear. Start to look down towards the floor. Release your fingertips to the ground, standing splits. So standing on the left leg, right leg reaches up and back. And then crawl your fingertips a few inches forward so you're not too close to the ankle. As you inhale, lift the left heel up. Exhale, press it down. Inhale up. Exhale to lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Bend the left knee. Right toes back. Right hand down. Left arm up. Take your easy twist. Let's take our flow. Left hand down. As you inhale, take plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's come into pigeon pose to release the glutes and the hips. Right leg up. Let's bring our right knee behind our right wrist. Reach your left leg back. Square off your hips, and if you feel like your right glute is hovering pretty high off the ground, you'll probably want to put a block directly underneath you. Otherwise, as we fold forward, the block can go underneath the chest, underneath the forehead, or you can just use your forearms to give yourself a bit more padding. Staying here for a full minute. We want to use this as an opportunity to slow down the heart rate and breathe a little fuller. Relaxing in the pose as much as possible. Three more breaths. Relax the chest, the shoulders, and the neck. Really slowly, there's no rush. Just start to walk the palms back in. We're gonna meet in downward dog. And before we do these, the second side, just give yourself a few breaths to shake out the hips. And get the blood flowing again through the legs. Notice how different the right leg feels as opposed to the left. And we'll go and even things out on the other side. So left leg up, and then the left knee goes behind the wrist. Right leg extends back behind you. Square off your hips. Decide if you're going to put a block underneath your left glute for a little bit more support. We are here for a minute, so make any modifications that you need to before you fold forward and down. And a minute is usually about 10 or so breaths. Just a few more breaths in the pose. Notice if any muscles or parts of your body are trying to work. Just relax them. Let's start to lift back up. We're gonna come into our final downward facing dog, tuck the toes under, and you're gonna step your left foot next to the right, shake out the hips. And this is your final downward dog, so do any little movements or adjustments that you need to do to make the most of the stretch. Pressing into the heels, reaching the chest towards the thighs. And let's bring our knees down to the floor. And come to take a seat. We're gonna come into square pose. This is a really wonderful way to open up the hips. So while you're seated, you're going to want to put your right ankle over the top of your left knee. So then right knee is over the top of the left ankle. You might find that your knee and ankle are able to touch, or it might be a little bit further up. If that's the case, you can always put a block in between the legs so you have more support. Sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna come into a twist. If you're already feeling a huge stretch, just stay where you are and leave the twist out. Otherwise, if you wanna go further, as you inhale, you're gonna lift up, and then on the exhale, you're gonna twist over so you're facing towards your right foot. Maybe bring that right elbow to the inside of the sole of the foot. Make a fist so you can press your left hand on your right knuckles and open up through the chest. Keep pressing the hands in towards one another so that you can lift your chest up. And as the navel hugs in towards the lower back, you should be able to twist a little deeper. 5 breaths deep into the hips. Looking wherever is comfortable for the neck. And you'll need to use the strength of your core to slowly come back up. And we'll uncross the legs. Just bring the feet about hip width distance apart or so. And drop the knees side to side before we go to do square pose on the left. So take a seat. This time it's left ankle over your right knee so that your left knee ends up being over the top of your right ankle. Sit up nice and tall, use a block if you'd like, or we're moving into our twist. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, turn to face over towards your left foot, and then you can go deeper by putting the left elbow to the inside of the sole of that foot. Make a fist so your right hand can press down onto the knuckles to help traction your way up a little bit higher and to twist a little bit deeper. 10 breaths right here. Try to find a little bit more lift and length in the spine. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Use core strength to lift yourself back up. Uncross the legs. Do that same little windshield wiper motion that we've just done. Just to release the lower back. Catch a hold of your block and let's lower down onto our backs. So before we take Shavasana, we're gonna finish off in supported bridge pose. Feet flat to the ground. You just need to pick up your hips and move the block underneath you. So it's up to you. You don't have to have it on your first level. You can go deeper if you want to do your second one. I'm just gonna keep it on the first because that's more comfortable for me now. Shrug your shoulders down and away from the ears, and you can widen the feet and let the knees fall in towards one another. We're letting the pelvis be heavy on the block, and the shoulders grounded. If this pose feels restorative enough for you to serve as Shavasana, you can just hold it. Otherwise, we'll take the traditional Shavasana pose by lifting the hips up, sliding the block out to the side, and then stretching out the legs super long. Palms facing up towards the sky. Let the feet drop. Facial muscles soften. Coming back to whatever breath is natural to you. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, you can stay exactly as you are. Otherwise, we'll gently wake ourselves back up by breathing deep into the belly and deep into the chest. Wiggling fingers and toes, turning the head from side to side. Just doing any little movements that feel good. Arms can reach up overhead. Take your last stretch. And let's bend the knees. Roll to one side. Use your arms to lift up and take a seat. Either cross-legged or kneeling, just so long as you can lift out of the lower back and press the shoulders down. Let's bring our hands at the front of the heart, closing with one breath together. Inhale through the nose and out the mouth. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed the class, and I hope you will practice with me again soon. Namaste.